किसी ने ताली ही नहीं बजाई तो हमें लगा ही नहीं कि हमारी आवाज है. ओके,
Thank you.
थैंक यू, थैंक यू. एंड अभी जो गए ना, ये हमारे पुराने दोस्त हैं, तो उसको बोलते हैं, ए क्या बोलता तू, ए यही मैं बोलूं. So that much is what AI is all about. Thank you for that little bit. How is the Josh, by the way? Very, very low, sir. मैं बहुत नहीं बोलने वाला हूँ, थोड़ा देर आप लोग भी मेरे साथ बोलिए. How is the Josh? Okay, good, good, good. Let's kind of use that as a basis of this. क्योंकि हम कहते हैं माना, मतलब हम कोई प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं करने वाले हैं, जस्ट हमारी तस्वीर पीछे और छोटा सा उसके आगे हमारे, एंड द तस्वीर इज मच बेटर लुकिंग देन मी. या सो वैसे कहते हैं ना, माना तेरी नजर में तेरा प्यार हम नहीं, कैसे कहें कि हम तेरे तलबदार नहीं. सो आई हैव दिस ओल्ड सेइंग व्हिच सेज, आंखों में नमी और तालियों में कमी कभी नहीं होनी चाहिए. अगर बजा ही रहे तो जोर से बजाइए. I am delighted to be in front of you. I have always relished seeing all of you together, and some of you and many of you today later will be the proud recipient of awards. So I wish you a great, great success and many congratulations for the awards you will get. And for everybody, many congratulations for congregating and doing a little bit of what I call as both head and heart. We kind of amalgamate in the surroundings and get some insights, some input. I said listen, learn and discern, and that's what we all do here. One of the problems with all the lights is I can hardly see you, but it's easier in a sense. If you're all frowning, at least I can't say that you're frowning. Yeah, so I can still assume you're all smiling. Okay, so let me start back now and use this next 13 and a half minutes. I promise not to bore you beyond that. Okay, but just to say what is Finance 5.0. And as you know, I'm not habituated to repeating what I get from others, and I don't want to say EI and BI and so on is what is going to create. If you are going to be successful, and you all will be, you just have to take care of 5 words. You have to not just have the words, act on it and implement this to a very high degree of success, great execution. 5 words, 5 letters each. So not big words, 5 words, 5 letters each. And if you use those judiciously, I can assure you, you will be very successful in any world, including but not limited to AI world. Okay, so that's the broad theme that I want to lay down. And the 5 words that I want to talk to you about, they're called yield, climb, unmix, fable, and prime. Okay, so you'll say, well, what does this mean? And let's therefore unravel these 5 words. Like I said, no presentation, but I still have some bit of communication to do on this. The first one is yield. What does the best part of Maruti ad that you remember? Do you remember Maruti ads? Kitna deti hai? Who said that? I give him a big hand because I wouldn't think somebody could guess that. So the fundamental right it asked is, kitna deti hai? And therefore, if each one of you ask about the company, ye company kitna deti hai? How much yield will it give? How much output will it give? And that is yield for you. Just to get a perspective, you could use any of the term which makes sense to you. An ROCE, ROE, yeah, and so on, whatever is the best measure for yield in your company. And then squeeze the towel, squeeze the towel dry, and then again squeeze the dry towel and still get out of it. And after some time he said, ये तेरा पसीना निकल रहा है, towel में तो कुछ नहीं बचा, तो भी वही सही, पसीना ही सही, but yield कैसे improve हो सकता है? So and let me give you a world benchmark on this, which I think we created. I was in tractors, Mahindra tractors. I joined in the year 2000. I was head of business transformation. And they said, oh, you have to make this tractor company global #1. I said, okay, what does global one mean? So they said it has to be volumes. And I said, yeah, that sounds great. So we'll make it. But I thought in my mind, will we be great only if volumes come? Should we not be on the profitability also? The best in the world. So we ask ourselves a question, what is our current ROC? You all know ROC is broken up into two parts, right? The return, what you get, and the asset part which you get, right? So you're aware of this, right? ROS into ATO, correct? Two parts, right? So we asked ourselves, what is ROS for this company? And then it was turning out to be some 13%, and 13% ROS, our return on sales, was not bad at all. Probably was a benchmark. So we said, okay, let's go ahead with this. Then what is the ATO? And we were 1.3 times ATO. I'll round it off to 1.5 because it's easier to multiply, right? So 13% into 1.5. So probably about 18%, yeah? 6 to 12, so it's 19.5%. So they're close to 20, round off kar lete, 20%. And you will all agree, 20% ROC is nothing to smirk about, right? So I said, can we squeeze this towel? So, and then ask them, what can we do for ROS? And we launched what is called as a cost re-engineering program. 1 + 1 + 1. Negotiation 1%, sourcing ka, VA and VE 1%, and cost re-engineering 1%. Substituting, bringing in new things. Example, we were using steel radiator. We said, can we use aluminum radiator? It saves 0.5% in terms of the improving the ROC. I'm just saying those which make big impact. Then there is another one which is called, can we weights are there in tractors, right? So it doesn't lift. So if we put sand instead of iron, it will still give a weight. So why should we use iron when sand is 1/5 or 1/6 the cost of iron? So we put weights which were inside fully filled with sand. And that saved us a ton of money. So this is cost re-engineering for you. We also did product re-engineering, which is a little long-term and has investment. So we went from 13 to 20%. And we said, good, we will probably improve it further, but let's keep it at 20%. Then we looked at asset turnover, and somebody said, what is the benchmark asset turnover? And somebody said 2 is, really world class. And we said, can we do 2? And without any problem, without batting an eyelid, we did 2. We did 2. Because all we had to do was some inventory, some receivables control, and it came. Then we said, can we do something better? Okay, we can tell you, but it's only 6.5 minutes remaining. So I'll quickly go to this. Guess what did the asset turnover become? Just guess. So 1.5, 2 was world class. So 2.5 could have been world class. So guess what we became? I'm just going to pick on you. What do you think? 5. Yeah, 5. Okay. 1.5. So that's lower than 2. I think we did higher than 2. So maybe, yeah. So what do you think it will be? 3? 3 point. Yeah, 3.5. So sorry, I don't want this to be kind of a guessing him and just kind of trying to say that this is. We went up to 7 asset turn and became a world's case study of how you can turn assets 7 times. And this was still without negative cash flow, working capital. So many auto companies are negative working capital, so they can do faster. It's still without it. So there is still some more cushion to go. And 20 into 7 is what? 140. So that was the ROC. Kitna deti hai? 140 deti hai. Good years 140, bad years 100% ROC. Are you okay with this kind of output? तो आप अगर ये करेंगे तो आपको कोई जीरो नहीं कह सकता, आपको सिर्फ हीरोइन या हीरो कह सकता है, राइट? बट इफ यू डू ओनली यील्ड, it is not good. Then you next you come to is climb. Now climb, let me just say, is actually the reverse of yield. Yield में जितना हो सके खींच के बाहर निकालिए. बट क्लाइम मतलब आज के लिए तो ये प्रॉफिट ठीक है, बट कल प्रॉफिट कहां से आएगा, परसों प्रॉफिट कहां से आएगा? हाउ विल द फ्यूचर one by one will tend to go. Then you talk about how do I invest? Where do I invest? Should I invest in AI? If I invest in AI today, will it give me higher turns, higher revenue, higher profitability? So how do I invest in AI? And if I'm going to invest in AI, I need to, if I get 120 rupees profit and 20 I invest back in the business for new businesses, my profit will reduce by 20 to become 100. So I need to invest in that. So climb is all about investment. So what are the principles? You say fire bullets before cannonball. So don't put too many big bets. Otherwise, grow more se no more ho jayega. The other thing is nail it before scaling it. So invest money, get the things properly done, and then you can scale it. So these are the two parameters that you can use. So, and another thing that you should look at in terms of climb. Invest too little, future is not secure. You must invest too much, present is not secure. So you balance this out in climb. The third is unmix. What do you do in unmix? Unmix is a complex word I created for simplifying life. So what basically life is that you make life complicated. You make companies complicated. And we revel in it, all the people sitting in this room. If they are not complication, who will come to us? बाबा तो थोड़ा complicated बताओ ना, आएंगे लोग हमारे पास, तो काम भी बना रहेगा. But unmix is all about simplifying for your audience. So how do you simplify? 1, focus on span of control. 2, focus on unwanted process. 3, focus on AI or agentic AI, somebody talk na, in terms of saying how does it improve? Make life simple. एक बटन दबाया बाहर निकल गया. So like the iPhone का, earlier used to be button, अभी बटन भी निकाल दिया. That simplify. So I think third is unmix. Fourth one is fable. Mona Lisa tells a million amount of story because of the fable that it has created. It tells story time in, time out. And you often wonder whether our smile is that bewitching as everybody tells, because मुझे तो ऐसा नहीं दिखता. But that itself conveys a lot of story. So fable is the fourth. So when you tell about your company, have you got enough fable? I'll tell you some fables that I tell about Mahindra. You know, Mahindra is the first company in finance which lost a 50-year bullet repayment bond. It has not been done by even government. Only Mahindra has done it. Do you know we have a AAA where everybody said even sovereign rating is such, banks also don't get AAA, but we got the AAA and till date maintain it. Yeah, so we talk about how diesel engine was only allowed and petrol engine was banned at one point in India, and we converted a diesel engine of tractor into a diesel engine of cars, and therefore Scorpio and the forefathers of Scorpio were born from that. And even today, that's the most successful. So fable is important for it. Tell your story, and as CFOs, you are the custodian of your stories. Then that brings me to the first four again: yield, climb, unmix, fable. All these are great. You can tell very good stories. You can make the yield very high as CFOs. You can climb, invest in future. But all of them are multiplied by zero will be zero. So what you need to make all these shine is called corporate governance, ethics, ESG, which is, sustainability. All this in one word is prime. If you are not prime in your achar, vichar, then you are not, all the four is multiplied by zero then. You will get something today, you will not remain tomorrow. When you look at ESG and say, I will change according to the world which changes, I will be the best in corporate governance, I will look at sustainability of self, I'll look after my people who are my gems when I am prime in these things. Then it is a multiplier of all the four. It is what is called as governance premium. So when your prime is great, you will get a governance premium. So if you have to work and be successful as CFOs, as CXOs, इस दुनिया में जीतना हो तो सुन लो मेरी बात, सिर्फ 5 चीज करनी है. First one is yield, climb, unmix, fable and prime. अब हमको नहीं सिखाने की जरूरत है क्योंकि आप हमको सिखा रहे हैं. थैंक यू वेरी मच.